The bombs are ready.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
My friend's wife makes bombs in her kitchen.
To Yankee Stadium.
Just in case. You don't know who's listening.
That's great.
I want to let it run a little bit. That's how pumped up I am.
Yeah. Pretty jacked up for this one.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very special season finale episode number 23 of the Empire 161 Show, your show for everything New York Yankees, Major League Baseball, and during this great time of the year, The Mandalorian and some other Star Wars stuff. I am Bib Fortima today. We'll get to that guy. We'll get to that guy. And this motherfucking Jedi over here is Mr. Ed Camus. Ed, what is going on?
What the F is up, my man? I am beyond jacked up for this one.
This was a very interesting week, a very interesting weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, before we even get going, this is our season finale. That doesn't mean we won't pop in here and there for a couple Yankee, when free agency starts kicking up a little bit. We'll call that kind of like a Empire shooting a shit kind of thing. But this is our season finale. And Ed, I just want to thank you personally for doing this with me this season. I think we had a great year, a great first year.
I think so.
How are your feelings on it?
It's been a lot of fun, man. And I think we remember we were trying to come up with a name for the show, a Yankees show, and we couldn't. And then we stumbled upon the Empire thing, and we tied in Star Wars, and then we really tied in Star Wars. I honestly think, didn't we just kind of come up with it during the last Yankees show? Like, hey, let's just review Mandalorian and see what happens.
Yep. And yeah. This way we can keep going a little bit.
Exactly. Blast. I hope everyone else has had a good time. I've had a really good time doing this too, man.
Me too. But before we get to the ridiculousness that was the Mandalorian season finale, we do have a couple of baseball notes that we can get to. There we go. We got a couple TWIB notes. Take it away.
Yeah, two quick notes, but one pretty big one. So last Wednesday, Major League Baseball would now include the Negro Leagues as a part of its historical statistical records, which, I mean, they've been, in the Hall of Fame and everything like that, but that's the Baseball Hall of Fame, not necessarily Major League Baseball exclusive. So now that's a big thing, because there are some players, some great all-time Major League Baseball players that have acknowledged that some of their statistics were not exactly included. Their full careers were not acknowledged in the Major League Baseball statistics. So that's a big change. I mean, it's a long overdue one, but it is there. This brings in the stats of about 3,400 players from 7 different leagues that existed from 1920 to 1948. I'll admit, I did not know there were 7 different leagues, but I thought there was only one. But 7 different leagues. This includes 32 Hall of Famers, such as greats as Jackie Robinson, Willie Mays, Roy Campanella, Satchel Paige, Monty Irvin, Josh Gibson. An awesome name, I must say, is James Thomas Cool Papa Bell.
Cool Papa Bell.
Cool Papa Bell. That might be the name I throw up next time we do a show, because that's really awesome. And Larry Doby, who was the second African American player that was in Major League Baseball. So that's a pretty big deal right there. And then the other one is just an exclusive Yankee note. So Brian Cashman was on MLB Network Radio yesterday and reestablished the team's need for veteran starting pitching. He did talk up the young starters that we do have on the roster right now, names such as Deivi Garcia, Jordan Montgomery, Clark Schmidt, Domingo Germán, Luis Severino, and things like that. He's not saying that they don't have it, but he does feel that there is a need to reestablish to get starters. The interesting thing was, though, he said it might not be addressed this offseason. He said that it could take until the 2021 trade deadline. He feels that he's confident going into the season with what we have, but that's it. Now, Cashman, this whole offseason, has been extremely transparent on what he's thinking. I mean, Boone also was on, Boone and Cashman were on different talk shows last week, professing their love for DJ LeMahieu again, and letting him know how much they adore him and miss him and want him back in pinstripes. But which is kind of unusual. It's pretty. That's highly unusual to have when you're trying to negotiate with a free agent. But he is a free agent. But they're making sure that they let it known. So I thought it was pretty interesting that he did say that it'll go to 2021 trade deadline. That could also be a negotiating ploy to try to add some starting pitching this offseason. We've mentioned names on here such as Corey Kluber, who's a personal guy that I would like to see added. I think they can get him on a short-term deal, like a 1 year, take a flyer on him and see what happens. You also have tier 2 free agents such as Jake Odorizzi, Jose Quintana, and Adam Wainwright. And you also have our old buddies Masahiro Tanaka and James Paxton still out there. So we'll wait and see what happens. But he did address mention that they were also looking at starting pitching as well. I would have loved to have this season finale show wrap up. I was hoping, fingers crossed, they signed DJ LeMahieu this weekend, and we could have the Mando season finale with DJ finally signing. But I
heard too them mention that we may not, if they sign DJ, then Tanaka's definitely not coming back.
Well, that's based on
where's this penny pinching all of a sudden coming? I understand the luxury tax threshold and all that stuff, but all of a sudden you can't have both. That's kind of weird to me.
Well, the Yanks are about 30 million. What was that?
I mean, the age thing, right? They don't want to sign 30-something-year-olds to long-term deals.
Well, the reports from Tanaka was he's still looking for around 20 million a year, right? So that's what he's looking for. I would be kind of surprised if he got 20 million a year, even though there are guys, middle of the road guys out there getting 12 and 15 million. So he might 15 and 20 million range. I think the Yanks are about $30 million under the luxury tax threshold. All reports have been, they've never officially said this, but the reports have been that they want to stay under it. In a year where they got hit hard financially like everyone else, they'd rather just not pay very high luxury tax on top of it. They would like to reset the tax this year again, because every year you're over, it keeps on increasing. They're like, this is the year and we can still field a competitive team, World Series caliber team, and stay under it. I mean, that's going to be a little bit tough just at the timing of it. They also haven't shown, they haven't officially shown all their cards. Those are the reports. That's where the penny pinching, could come. If you have 30 million to play with, if 20 to 22 are going to DJ LeMahieu, then obviously Tanaka, that will leave only $8 million left for like Masahiro Tanaka, which I know he's going to get more than $8 million. That's got to be a given. I think the Yanks they're going to play hardball as much as they can, because I think they're in a market where no one's really spending money at all. No one's really made a big move. And they're like, all right, we're going to really play hardball this year and try to get every penny down that they can.
Tommy. Always season to sign big free agents so far.
The Mets got James McCann, and that was pretty much that. I mean, and that's $10 million a year. That's really not that big a deal. Tommy and I have chatted on our Yankees text chat that we have going. No, he feels, and that's something me and you addressed on the show last week, that if DJ does get like a crazy offer from somewhere else, they could let him walk. And then if they really aren't a tight $30 million budget, there's a lot of other areas that they can address. You would assume that if DJ walks, though, they'll slide Glaber back over to second, sign a 1 year stopgap guy for maybe a shortstop, maybe a defensive first guy, and then address it other places. So it won't be the end of the world if DJ goes. I don't want to see him go. You don't want to see him go. It'll be interesting to see. There are going to be a lot of
I think if DJ walks, I think they make the deal for Lindor, Story, one of these guys. I don't know if they're going to go on a 1 year deal for like a Didi Gregorius or anything like that. I think they're going to have to make some kind of splash.
No, well, I think my thinking in this was that they would go with that, because if they let DJ walk in arbitration, if I remember correctly, Lindor is going to get around $20 million, and he's going to cost them prospects. And that whole big free agent market of shortstops for next season is what I think they would be eyeing on. They're like, all right, listen, let's get under the luxury tax threshold. We know we can compete for a World Series, and then maybe we sign a guy next year when we've got a clearer idea of what's going on financially. I personally think that that's what's holding a lot of things up, is that if they knew for a fact fans will be back in April, and if the season was starting on time, we're getting a whole full 162 games next year with fans everywhere, then I think teams could operate a little bit differently. But right now, nobody really knows. I mean, it's not even a baseball decision. This is just a society, a world decision. Like, how many people are going to get vaccinated and all the other stuff? When can we get back to normal? So it's kind of out of their hands in a way.
They'll wait to see if anybody grows an extra head from the vaccine.
Exactly.
Before
or get superpowers. I mean, that could happen too.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I agree with you, Tom. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I would like, but what you said, it makes sense as far as the big shortstop free agent market next year. I would like to see someone solidified personally, but if we got to wait, we got to wait. I just hope whoever trades for Lindor or Story doesn't get them signed to a long-year deal. That would suck. I'd see either one of those guys. I like either one of those guys in our lineup.
I like Lindor in the lineup. I like Story in the lineup. I like Corey Seager in the lineup. And I'm not going to get upset. I like Carlos Correa in that lineup too, if that's who it ends up being. I know we all hate the Astros, but you never know what a different uniform can make you feel about somebody. So
not just that though, but I guess I was teasing the Met guys with if they get George Springer. I see, but which George Springer are you getting? A guy who can hit, or a guy who can't hit without a garbage can or a buzzer, and that goes for all the Astros. That's not just him.
Yeah, but I would believe Carlos
300, or are you going to get a guy who's only going to bat 240 now without help?
No, I agree. That's a possibility. We won't really fully know. But I do think that a guy like a Carlos Correa, who was a number one pick, Tommy doesn't like Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa was a top pick for a reason. It's not, and he didn't have trash cans, when he was in high school and everything like that. So I got to believe that the talent is there. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I do think that that's where the option is. Still gut feeling. If I got to put money on it, DJ stays with the Yanks. He re-signs. We go from there and we go on, because it seems like that's how it would play out, unless someone comes in with a crazy deal that the Yanks would have to let him go. No, I think Lindor's a switch hitter, so he would automatically bring in the lefty bat into that lineup. I agree with Tommy on the need for some lefties in there too, but you also got to work with what you got. I mean, Corey Seager would also be a nice option there too, if you're going to look at a lefty bat in the lineup. So, yeah,
one thing we have plenty of is righty power.
Yeah,
that's one thing we definitely have plenty of at the moment. Yep. I don't know. I said I think it's going to be a real slow. Not even like December's.
Yeah,
panning. I thought by Christmas we'd have somebody.
I thought so too.
Nothing is really. I said the Mets are the only ones that have made 2 deals so far.
Well, don't forget a couple of years ago when was it last offseason? Sorry, when Machado and Harper signed into, what was it, right before training camp? They signed So,
well, they were waiting for that magic market to open up, which I guess for them it did.
They still got their money. They got what they were looking for.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
That's all we got it for the baseball this time.
That is it. Those are the 2 things. We got a little more talk in there too. I wish I had better news for the Yanks signing somebody else, but we got nothing right now. That'll have to wait for the offseason super spectacular or spring training. Who knows?
Yeah, like we said, this will be the season finale as far as the Yankee game, but we will probably pop on for a free agent frenzy or one of those kind of crazy ass specials at some point in the year. So now we're going to shift gears. Oh yeah, what a fantastic Friday it was last week. Just a few short. What the hell is it? Oh, here it is. Just a few short days ago. And the funny thing is, I did not get up at 3 a.m. to watch this one.
What?
With the time change at my work, with the hour changes, I've been so exhausted lately. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get up and watch it. I'm just going to ignore all my texts, all of my messages. Not going to go on Facebook. I hopped right in the M train. I put on my headphones. I had my phone up to here, and I think I was in the train when I first saw that magic moment, and I was looking around to like I can't curse. I want to curse so bad. I can't. I want to scream fuck so bad, but I can't. I can't do it because there's people around. So what a crazy ass episode of the Mandalorian season finale. We do have someone who wants to join us. It is Mr. Bird himself. John Favreau is the way. That's
Hello,
what he-
hello.
What's going on?
Hello. Are you am I the only one whose jaw is still on the floor from last week or
No,
no?
you're not. I think I've watched the last 15 minutes of that episode more than anything else.
I have
Oh,
the episode on in the background right now, like muted.
It was definitely. What can I say?
I can't believe they fucking did it. That's what I'm like surprised.
Yeah,
And-
It's a happy
speculated,
surprise.
Yeah.
And this was the first of the first time post credit scene, shall we say, for the Mandalorian.
Not necessarily.
What was before? Was there more? What was the other ones?
The one from last season with Boba, or where he saved he walked up to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
After. Yeah.
I thought that was before. It wasn't. Oh, okay. I remember it being
It was after the credits. Yeah.
But this one was, wow. Again,
Yeah.
After the
So
first
much
shock,
to unpack.
you had that, and it was absolutely crazy. And I know Tommy's still in here, right, Tommy? Where are you? That's the wrong one.
This one.
Yep. Well, Tommy, I'm usually up at 3:00 in the morning watching it. I've done it with almost every episode this season, but like I said,
Same.
time changing my job, and I was too tired, so I was like, I'm not even gonna. I actually got up and I put it on, and I fell right asleep. I was like, well, there goes that. I'm gonna have to wait now until I get on the train, which I did. And then as soon as I got home, I watched it again, and I made my kid. I said, come out here. He goes, why? I said, you're watching this with me. He's like, why? I said, just sit down. You're gonna watch this with me. And I made him watch it. And he staring at the screen, and I go, is that? I said, yes, it is. I said, come on.
Yes, it is.
Get freaking excited already. All right, so let's jump into the rescue season finale. Big time, insane. I don't know, man. If I saw John Favreau, I'd probably kiss his feet. I'm not even joking. John Favreau, Dave Filoni, Robert Rodriguez, all of them. Peyton Reed, I don't care. All of them. What a masterful job they've done this season. I can't glow enough. I honestly can't glow enough about this thing. So this episode, again, we start out with a bang. You got the Lambda Imperial shuttle popping out of light speed. You got Boba Fett, Slave One, chasing them down. Dr. Pershing on board, scared shitless. He's great. You know why I like Dr. Pershing? Because he how fast did he give up everything?
Oh yeah,
he gave it up in a heartbeat.
But he's not necessarily like bad. He's just
he's stuck.
But he was singing like a canary. Come on, he was all out there.
Yeah, so they capture the shuttle. They knock off. And plus, again, this starts a good trend of shooting people in the face. A lot of people getting shot in the face this season, which I kind of like. I dig it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I dig it.
It's like walking
that one pilot was real arrogant, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna shoot you in the face."
Tim, you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? This last season?
Oh, I didn't watch the last season. Actually,
I recognized him. I recognized him immediately. Yeah, the dude.
Yeah. I was like, this guy. God.
Yeah, he was like. He was essentially the big bad from the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That aired over the summer.
What he did as the pilot though was like antagonizing Cara Dune was perfect.
That's like his thing.
Like, oh my god, please shoot him. Please, please.
But that's exactly what his character did. So if you need a douchebag on a TV show that's going to antagonize somebody and get them to hit you, like just hit me. Apparently you call this guy. That's who he is.
He has the perfect face and everything.
He didn't look old enough to be around for the first Death Star. But then again, it was only 6, 9. Yeah, I guess he was about 12 years. 13 years. I guess he was around.
Certain species do age differently in the Star Wars.
Well, he's just a human, though. He's a human.
Yeah.
But I would make sure he wasn't like a little kid. Like, I was at the Death Star. What were you on a tour? Like a school trip? How old were you on this freaking thing? Well, Tommy, you were correct.
Yeah,
you are correct.
We can get into that.
That's going to be a whole other show one day, Tommy. When I have to make deep dark confessions to myself with the lights out, and like I might start drinking again that day. But we'll see. But yeah, this guy, man, antagonizing Cara Dune, telling her, "I recognize your teardrop. I know you from Alderaan. I'm glad they're dead." And bam,
jumper
right in the face, shot to the face to the point where even Manda was like, "Dude, you all right? Like, chill.
Yeah,
like you're a little out of control here."
Tim, some of the things he was saying though was very much like reminiscent of Kevin Smith's talking about so many people died on the Death Star and innocence and stuff like that. It kind of sounded like that type of thing, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, do you know how many millions of people died on the Death
Exactly.
Star? I mean, it is true.
Yeah.
And how many civilians died? How many plumbers? How many electricians? How many normal?
How many tech guys? Just
how many IT guys were there just setting up things, and we don't know. And here comes these hippies, these right wing hippie liberals, and they blow up the Death Star. So we don't know. But yeah, I always love that argument. I take that argument all the time because I'm a loyal Imperial. So they kidnap Dr. Persian, they grab him, and like you said, he starts singing like you gotta hurt me. He knows
the deal. He knows the deal. The kid's fine. I just took some blood. He's good.
But he's just like, this is where this is. This is where the brig is. This is where he is. This is where the Dark Troopers are. Holy shit, Dark Troopers! How many? There's quite a few of them, as we're going to find out. Not just 5 or 6. There's a whole freaking platoon of them.
Told them they were droids instead of humans, because that I thought was interesting too. That is that was the last issue to deal with, was to make sure that they were, that the human part was the problem, and that they made the Dark Troopers droids, and sure, Mando's eyes lit up like, all right, it's time to kill some droids.
Well,
which is ironic.
He mentioned it too, because I think he said he said they were 3rd generation Dark Troopers. Because if you
they had to keep upgrading
history. Yeah.
But what's ironic is in the prequel trilogy, it was the clones are what made the army better, taking over for the robots, and now it's kind of like, well, now the robots were the humans were the weak part in the armor, so now they're back to robots again. So I thought that was kind of weird. Like I was watching that thinking, I don't know, man. The human thing, the aspect, the cloning was what made them all great. Well, not in this case. These Dark Troopers were pretty badass, and they're made of their adamantium, whatever their version of is. Not Beskar though, obviously. So they have a great idea. They say we're gonna have Boba Fett shooting at our ship. We're gonna dock into this. We're gonna pull a Star Trek 5. We're gonna come in hot. We're gonna land on this ship, and hopefully it'll work. And they're gonna split up.
Oh, let's say you skipped the part when they went to the go get Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
I was in this episode. I'm all confused with my episodes now.
This is the part where Sasha Banks did the spinning DDT.
Oh yeah. See, I'm thinking that was last episode. You're right. You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
That was a fun way to use the jetpack too, which is awesome. I was like, that's nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool showdown between her and was it something Reeves? Yeah, Reeves and Boba Fett had that little quick battle with the jetpack and the swinging DDT. You noticed right away, which I thought was pretty damn funny.
She was a little ballsy there. She's I didn't know sidekicks were allowed to talk. I was like,
they were shitting on Boba Fett. Like her, Bo-Katan and her were both shitting on him. Yeah.
Well, they know. I guess they knew who he was right away. Yeah. There was no question of who he was.
I love this line where she was like, it's like, you're not a Mandalorian. It's like, I never said I was. It's like, I love it.
Well, they belong to his dad.
And am I the only one when Mando and Boba Fett walked into that cantina was thinking, all right, here's the beginning of a joke. 2 Mandalorians walk into a bar. And then that's it. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I was kind of like laughing to myself, like,
that's funny.
That's what was there. I also had seen, and you guys know I'm trying to catch up on the animated stuff, but this is the first time we saw the Gauntlet parked outside of the cantina, which is Bo-Katan's ship.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
From like Rebels and Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was great too.
Cool. Yeah, when I first saw it, I thought it was the TIE fighter, the way the TIE fighter that bends the wings at first. Then I looked close. I said, "Oh no, that's Bo-Katan ship." So here they go, and they're going to get the hookup. The super team is coming together, and
just like last season.
Yeah, they had that great back and forth. And I like it too because of, especially with Boba Fett. As much as I like seeing him and him kicking ass, I really didn't. How do I put it? It wasn't him. It wasn't the Boba Fett that I read about. At the end, it's the Boba Fett that I read about, and it's like, okay, now I see where this is going. Yeah. I understand what he was doing.
They did that for a reason.
Because he was kind of a bitch. Not a bitch, but like he was taking orders from everybody. Like, yeah, all right, we'll do this. I owe you one. But once I'm done,
orders. He was just like helping.
Yeah, because like I owe you one. Like, oh, Boba, do this. Yeah. Boba, okay, I'll do this. And I owe you one. But when I'm done owing you, we're going to go do something special. And him and Fat Nice at the end.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I skipped that part because that was a fantastic scene. And Bo-Katan basically tells him, I'll help you, but I want the ship. I need the ship. And again, she wants
the saber, and she wants.
Oh well, first she wants the ship to help take over Mandalore. She wants to kill
Moff
Gideon, and she wants the saber. I mean, she just giving out demands. And
Mando, that's something I noticed in her initial episode. She was more, what's the word, understanding. Like she was like, "Hey, like I'll help you find what you're looking for. Let's do something for me in a nice way." Yeah. In this episode, it was more like, "Hey, we're gonna do this, but I'm gonna be in charge. I'm gonna take the ship. I'm gonna be the one to take out Moff Gideon.
I want the dark
saber.
We know why.
Yeah, now we know why. Okay. You know, Gil, you're right. I agree with you on that.
She was much more aggressive in this episode.
But I think her aggression kind of changed. If you remember when they first walk into the cantina, right? Boba and Mando walk in, see her like, "Oh, you know, I need your help to do this." Then she's like immediately, "Oh, you're never going to find Moff Gideon. Don't worry about it." Once he says he has the coordinates, then all of a sudden, like her face changed immediately. And I think that's where she got like very stern, like, "Oh, so we know we can find him now. So guess what? I want X, Y, and Z. I'm laying out my demands now. This is it." She also had an interesting line to Mando, though, saying that, you know, you should probably go ahead and come help us, you know, reestablish Mandalore and everything else. After Boba Fett says something like, "Oh, yeah, the Empire turned that whole planet into like glass."
Yeah.
Was his term. But she was, I think, we'll get to that part later, but I kind of think of that line right there, Bo-Katan and Mando's, you know, kind of like back and forth right there, was laying some groundwork for what I believe is where season 3 is going to end up going.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that's where he's going to be involved in more about Mandalore and Darksaber and reestablishing things and whatnot. But I'm not going to get too much into that, but we'll save that for later. But that I thought was an interesting back and forth there, and I don't think it was a throwaway line at all.
Yeah,
and it's also big how much Mando changed because he was like, "You can have the Gideon, you can have the stupid saber, you can have the stupid ship.
I just want the kid.
I get the kid. I get the kid. I will help you get Mando.
I want my son back.
That's all it is. I want the kid. When I have that kid, whatever you want to do, we'll do. I don't. That's it. That's it. Okay, so you're right. So now they get into the ship. Now they launch their famous plan. They're going to pop out of light speed. Boba Fett's going to be shooting at this shuttle. They tell him, be careful. He goes, "Dude, it's me. Don't worry about it. I'll make it look nice. I'll make it look good.
Oh, I'll make it look nice. Don't worry. I'm already mad at you guys.
They're going to make sure you get the light speed as soon as we're done." Yeah. And that right there was the light bulb. But again, we'll find, I think, why wouldn't Boba Fett go help them? Now I know why, because there's a certain someone who shows up later who probably don't want to see each other.
Yeah.
Boba Fett, this other person, if you don't know who it is we're talking about yet, probably can't be in the same room together at this point in time. So we'll skip ahead to that.
Well, I feel like they had enough support to do what they needed to do without Boba anyway. I feel like Boba was just
Dude, he didn't
know that person was going to be there.
You minus
that was going to happen.
You minus the big surprise, and they really were going to get their asses kicked. You could have used a Boba one more time.
Yeah, let's get to that. But yeah, Bo-Katan was laying it down there though. She was like the friggin' it was like the A-team there. She's laying out the whole plan and everything like that. And she was again more aggressiveness, like laying it down, like this is what it's going to be. We'll be the smoke screen. You'll go in from the shadows.
Hey!
Everybody wants to pop in for this show. It's a Mandalorian.
What's up, my friends?
How are you
going?
What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good.
We're pumped up, and we're talking.
Oh,
talking
dude.
Mandalorian.
Dude, keep it rolling.
How great was it?
Oh, you know, I've never come close to having tears in my eyes over an episode of TV. I mean, you know, anything. And I stood up off my couch. I'm like, this isn't happening. Am I really seeing this? Like when I saw the X-Wing.
You didn't cry at Randy Savage and Elizabeth's wedding?
Oh, wow.
I did.
That might have been the second time. That might have been the second time.
You didn't cry when the Mega Powers exploded?
No, I almost cried when the Warrior beat Hogan, though. I almost cried then.
As a kid, I was very upset.
No, but a fantastic episode. I've already watched it 3 times. So
Nice.
I think everyone's been watching it that many times. I said I watched the ending just over and over.
Everyone's just watching the last 10 minutes of the episode.
yeah.
Over and over.
It's so. All right, so Bo-Katan was pulling up. They made this plan. They're all going to head to the bridge. They're going to head for Moff Gideon while Mando's going to stay back, let them distract all these guards, and he's going to walk in and grab this child, hopefully get the hell out of there. Of course, things don't go as planned. Now, here we go again with these stormtroopers, man. I feel so bad for stormtroopers. I really do. You got Fenn Rau, an assassin. You got 3 Mandalorians. Well, 2 at the beginning, yeah. And you got a Rebel Imperial, what do you want to call it, a Rebel Alliance dropper. They just wiped the floor. With how many stormtroopers? How many did they call? Yeah, plus he's the sheriff now, that's right. Sheriff Woody. They just wiped it. Embarrassing, but there was some really cool shit when they did the jetpacks when they fell off. And then
on the bridge,
they around, cool. Shot, and then bam, they're back up with the light. Oh my god, it was such great action they do on this show. It really it's mind blowing. They do get to we're going to go fast forward. They get to the bridge. Moff Gideon's not there. Where the hell is Moff Gideon? Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
as soon as they got on the ship, he knew what was going down. So
he knew he was dead.
No. He knew that they were going to defer and he went straight to the kid because he knew that's what they were going to go for.
Because we did kind of gloss over a little bit. Did you guys find it was really cool when they were deploying the TIE fighters that we actually just got to see where they were getting shot out?
Yeah, that was awesome.
The way the hangar goes and they just kind of launch them, and that's where they flew in.
Which is funny though because that was the one thing. If I had to nitpick, I mean really nitpick at something bad in this episode, that was my one thing I was going to nitpick. One. Are the pilots just sitting in there 24/7 waiting to go? That's number one. And 2, you're launching these TIE fighters through this little tiny space that's not big enough for them. Remember how it gets smaller at the end? It gets smaller towards the end to where they barely fit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? This is why these guys get such a bad reputation. Again, nitpicking. You got to work with
you got to work with what you got. They only have a ship this size. They got to launch them out right there. No, but they were launching them out and stuff. That's where they flew. That's where Bo-Katan flew the ship in, and they kept cutting to Moff Gideon. You could tell at first he's like, You could see there was something up, and you could read it on his face. He knew something was wrong when they couldn't wait for the TIE fighters to be deployed and flew right in. Like Gil was saying, you could see he knew what was up. I wouldn't be shocked if he just was like, I'm out right there. As soon as they got in, before the blasting started, he was like, I'm grabbing this fucking kid right now.
Because again, for the 20th time in Star Wars, the fucking rebels / protagonists fool the Empire with a ship tricks. We're pretending to be something else. We're stealing a ship and sneaking the codes in. But
Moff Gideon knew what was up. He's probably like,
exactly.
I heard about what happened on Endor. I heard what happened on Endor.
I was at Endor. When that shit happened.
Exactly.
I was there with Shuttle Tie Deer in that. But also, too, again, the nitpicking. It's not nitpicking. It's more fun stuff. Again, the Empire doesn't believe in railings. There's no railings on this ship.
Dude,
they're going across that railing. There's no railings.
That's not. That's definitely not handicap accessible.
When that one trooper
the Empire does not believe in railings
to the outside of the ship, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Shit.
You don't want railings on that, really?
Right?
They don't believe in them. They don't believe in railings. They're like, listen, if you can't walk this platform without falling over, you don't deserve to be an Imperial trooper. All right, maybe that's their thing. Maybe their thing is balance. Forget about shooting. We want to make sure you have balance. Good balance. Never mind target practice.
They're like, that's
pretty funny.
Walk straight.
And one thing was Mando tried to stop those dark troopers from getting out of there. A little hole. He jammed them up for only a couple seconds. Yeah, at first. But that one he had a fight was badass. Man.
That was intense. That was awesome. How we got
that was a good fight.
And he was punching the helmet boom, boom, boom. I was like, whoa.
Well, even when Mando walks in, though, you could see where he saw, because the plan was he was supposed to get by before the Dark Troopers came out. The second he noticed that it was. Yeah, he was a little late. He was almost like, oh shit, and he was like running fast to close that damn door. But one of them got out and was railed it open. Did you guys get those like Terminator vibes from that? Like, it was very hot and everything.
Yeah.
Music.
That was
Very Terminator, very
time.
intense. Yeah.
Big time.
Very.
So I felt the same exact way, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always and the punching of the helmet to me was very Hulkbuster versus versus Iron Man type thing.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Exactly.
But it was worse. Like Din wasn't even moving. Like he was stuck up on the wall. It was just like
not a scratch on the best car. Not a scratch.
Yeah.
No, that remained flawless.
And I think that whole battle showing that Mando had to have a tough time with one of them, which Gideon brings up later on, set the table for how tough it is to beat one of them. And Tim can go on to why.
Yeah, we know why. But so anyway, like I said,
I was surprised. I'm like, wow, like when he hit the switch and opened the air duct to let them all out, I'm like, wow, that was it? Like they're gone?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. But as we'll see later, they come back. But
and they come back in reinforcements.
Yeah.
They come back with a lot more than in that little tiny room
before in there.
I was thinking that too because
out there in space.
When they got stuck out into space, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is going to work for a minute, but they're droids. They don't need air or anything. Like they're just going to when they get their electronic wits back about them, they're probably going to come back to the ship and mess it up.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So while all our Mandalorian friends and our Rebel Dropper and our assassin take over the bridge with pretty much no problem whatsoever. Again, I feel bad for my stormtrooper comrades. Mando shows up at the prison. The door opens up, and again, another just Giancarlo Esposito dude is fantastic. I heard he's a rumor. He's supposed to be Doctor Doom now. A rumor.
He's a great actor.
That's getting floated out.
That's like a fan casting, but
I don't see that as Doctor Doom, but he's still fantastic.
I don't either.
The conversation they have again is brilliant, and he's just like, look, you can have the kid. I don't care. I just want to get out of here. Again, another villain, another shithole villain who wants, I don't care about anything. And Mando's the same way. I want the kid.
Yeah.
You can take your sword, shove it up your ass, shine it real nice, turn that son of a bitch sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass. I want the kid. It's all I want. I don't care what you do after that. And he's like, really?
And
who's lying to who? That's the best part. Who's lying to who?
Dude, I totally he's such a good actor and good that those lines that Giancarlo was delivering were so smooth. Like I bought it. I bought the whole thing. I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a nice man. The Empire gets such a bad rap. Like this guy isn't so bad. I'm entrapped in this whole thing. And then all of a sudden it's like I'm like,
I didn't buy it for 1 second.
Oh, I bought it. I bought the whole I bit that hook. I bit that hook, and I was hooked like a smallmouth bass at a huge fishing tournament. Like I had the whole. I mean, he had me.
Well, he also did say though he was pretty straight up, and he said we already got what we want. We got the kid's blood already.
Yeah,
that's not lose sight of that of all the crazy stuff that we're talking about. And we're going to talk about that.
Exactly.
They got Grogu's blood already, and they already got it for their experiment, which we all believe. I think we have a shared belief of what that is eventually, but they already got what they needed. So whatever. I mean, obviously he was bullshitting eventually, but
right. But still, but I think that's the mark of not just a good actor, but good casting. I mean, these guys, and you guys talked about it already, about what a phenomenal job Favreau and the other guy did putting this together, especially this season. As far as just the pure, the casting, the action, the drama, and the love-hate, the passive-aggressiveness. It's just you go through every single emotion in every episode, but you don't do it at an alarming rate. It's not like you're uncomfortable watching it. It's like it's such the series is so great. Biased because I'm a Star Wars fan, of course, but seriously, critics really have to pay attention to this and realize that like this series is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's just and that Giancarlo, that little spot right there when he and Mando were talking to Grogu about releasing him and stuff.
Yeah.
It just solidified it for me. I mean, and I'm not Mr. Movie Critic. I'm not Mr. Television, whatever. I mean, I've done it, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really, really do.
Yeah.
And kudos to everybody on the crew, the writers, everybody. I mean, this is like the breath of fresh air. If there's anything in 2020 to look back on that was cool, this is probably it for me. The coolest.
Yeah.
I got to agree, Ed. Cheers.
For sure.
And see, and the Moff Gideon too is like if you look at me personally, because I've been that since I was a kid. The Emperor, I think he's cool. Like it's cool, and I love to love him. Vader, you love to love him. Even Grand Moff Tarkin, I love to love that guy.
Yeah.
Grand Moff Gideon, you love to hate this guy. There's a difference. He is such like a sadistic, like greasy, like villain. Like you're like, oh my god, you can't like him. You want to, even if you want to like him, you can't like the guy.
You love to hate him.
Yes, exactly. It's not like the Emperor, like Vader. I love those guys. I really, honestly do. This dude, he gets under your skin. It's like, oh my god, you just want to you want to choke him with your freaking hands when he's on the screen. But that's just brilliant acting, and he's fantastic in this movie.
100%.
100%. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, he also tells Mando there too. I know you've been running with Bo-Katan, and he starts getting into that a little bit, and also says, he says that line where he's like, "Assume I know everything," and
because he does.
Exactly, because he does. And if Mando didn't have a mask on, you probably saw like, "Oh shit." You know everything, and he starts laying it out for him there, that's the sign of a great villain, like a smart villain who's not just like, oh, hate me, I'm the bad guy, so just blah, I want to take everyone out, and that's it.
Exactly.
He's always a step or two ahead.
Yeah, I got I don't know if you guys read, I'm a prolific reader, and Sherlock Holmes is probably one of my favorite series of books. I got like a Moriarty vibe from him. Like it's like like Mando. I know you're, but I'm smarter. I'm already at least 2 steps ahead of you. I know more than what you know. I know more about what you're supposed to know than you do. So that I got that from him, and that's what gave me the chill. Like you guys were saying, like the what is that called? Method? I don't know what it's called. Like I'm not a thespian, but
But the best part, I agree with you 100%. He's always 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, until that monkey wrench comes flying in, and the look on his face when that monkey wrench comes flying, it was fucking perfect. It was perfect. Dude. So you know what? Let's hurry up. Let's get to that part now. Let's get to the anyway. You can say something before. I want to get to that part already.
But let's not gloss over the awesome battle we got though, because remember, like,
right
after that, it turned into that fight.
Battle.
That was a badass fight, and he has the Darksaber. He's fighting Mando, which we knew that staff, the Beskar staff, was going to come in handy. He's fighting him off with that, right? And the detail that I loved in that Beskar staff was that when the Darksaber hit it, you could see it was heating up.
I was just going to ask you that, Ed.
Orange.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you that, Ed. I was going to ask you what you do you guys think? I mean, I don't know much about the Darksabers, but does that have the capability? If it heats up long enough, would that cut through it or no?
I don't.
Well, Bo-Katan did say that it is strong enough to cut through anything, almost anything.
Almost okay.
Almost.
So it's not.
The Darksaber was the Mandalorian's answer to a lightsaber.
Yes.
Right.
When they were fighting back in the day,
like a lightsaber would be here, and like a Darksaber would be here. Like
maybe
like a Darksaber. A Darksaber can do a lot of damage, but not as much damage as a lightsaber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, as we'll see in a few short seconds.
Ed, I'm glad you brought that up though, because that I noticed that 2 times when they were fighting, when he was holding him off, but there were a couple times even when you can see flicks of it quick, like on his armor and on the staff again. I noticed that right. I'm like, wow. I was like, this is pretty cool. Yeah.
But what was so awesome about that fight? Because when you're watching it, it was great, but the result of it, as soon as Mando like de-armed him, I was like, oh shit! Like I wasn't worried about like between me and him. I knew that was gonna fuck with Bo-Katan. Because even I feel like even Gideon was like, it's okay if I lose because I already know what's gonna happen.
He didn't want to lose though. He didn't want to lose though.
Oh no, he
didn't want to lose. But
yeah,
if he lost, he wasn't going to be worried. He's like, no, but it's okay because if he beats me,
but again, win. 2 steps ahead. Even if I lose, I win. Even if I lose, I'm going to win because I'm going to watch you two idiots fight now.
Yeah, but Mando fucked him up. I mean, towards the end there, he fucked him up, and he was getting a little like, you know, you could see like in his eyes, like to me. I saw like, wait a minute, this guy is a bounty hunter. He is a Mandalorian. I mean, there is potential for me to die here. Like I saw that quick in that scene when he was looking up at him. I was like, wow, that's killer. That's killer.
But I didn't think Moff Gideon was doing the job.
Yeah.
You
think so? Yeah. But even he said, you know, I know your wrist chakras are empty. So even then, he's still trying to tell him, I'm ahead of you. I know what you got. I know your rockets are done. I know this is done, but come on, dude. That dude's got flamethrowers and ropes and all kinds of crazy ass shit.
We don't even know. He's probably got a remote control in there. I mean, he's got everything.
Oh no, got satellite TV, got everything in there. Direct TV,
iPhone,
TiVo,
you know,
all that shit in there.
NFL Sunday.
So let's get to that part. He wins. He takes Moff Gideon to the bridge. Everyone's we're on the bridge. We're all happy and everything. The child was all happy. Well, he wasn't happy yet, but. And then that's when the big reveal comes. Bo-Katan cannot take the Darksaber without fighting. Maybe killing. It doesn't really say killing. It just says defeating in combat.
Defeating in battle. Yes.
Yeah. He has to defeat the person. And Mando's like, dude, take the fucking thing. She's like, he's like, oh, no, she can't. He goes, I yield. Take it.
He did the job then.
Yeah.
No, but now how great is this now? Remember when she called Mando one of those fanatical Death Watch guys, one of those fanatics?
Yeah, religious zealot. I'm pretty sure that was the term.
Is that what it was? Okay.
And this is the exact same thing. She believes so much in that religious zealot stuff that she won't just take the saber for herself. She's gonna have to defeat him in combat. And it's like, wow, that is so. And Mando should have said, look, punch me in my face. I'll go down. You take the damn sword. It's done. But I don't think she can even do that. She has to have the rules. She has to follow the rules.
No, she's drinking heavy.
Well, if she knows he's doing the job, she might not take it.
Right. She's drinking heavy Kool-Aid on whatever aspect of Mandalore. I mean, she's dude. Exactly. You could see like like when like the Jehovah's Witness. I mean, no offense to anyone here, but like when they knock on your door and they give you the pamphlet and you're like, no thanks, I'm watching, I'm watching like a horror film. If you want to come and hang out, and they get that look on their face, like, oh, we'll come back later. That's the look, like like you were offending her, like she was offended that he would try to, just hand it to her. I don't know.
Well, what I was
before they even make up their mind. Yeah, Gil, what?
No, what I was going to say to Ed, because Ed probably knows. But what threw me off about that was because, spoilers for Rebels, in Rebels, Sabine gives the Darksaber when she wins it in combat. She gives it to Bo-Katan. Mm-hmm. So that's not done on purpose. I think Filoni is going to delve into that for whatever reason, why she can't accept it after that. Because I thought, he could just give it to her. But then she was like, I'm not. Because she didn't say anything in that part. She was like, it was mostly, Moff Gideon with blood in his mouth, just like, she can't take it.
Oh, yeah, you hear that.
You got to fight her. He was hamming up so bad.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Yeah.
So like, what happened? Oh, well, he beat me in combat, so you can't have it now.
Just sticking to her. So, Gil,
he's such a.
I did read that. I did read about that. I know about the whole.
That was a big thing that people that know Star Wars a lot, that they were like, why couldn't she just take it when she took it in Rebels? Like,
so perhaps though that may have been. You're right. I don't think that's just like glossed over. Perhaps Filoni and them will lead into it, which I'm pretty sure they will, And
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that's part of how she lost the Darksaber again.
Mhm.
We don't exactly know specifically.
We don't know how Moff got it. Yeah.
Moff got it from her. That's all we know is that's from there. Maybe there was something wrong with her claim to the throne, and there was some sort of loophole that was there that Moff Gideon exposed or whatever the heck it is. I'm sure they'll get into it. Again, I don't think no throwaway lines. That everything means something.
Yep.
I agree.
And every little background character, every little is something or someone from somewhere. It means something. And again, that's why these guys are the geniuses that they are.
Yeah.
So this conversation gets interrupted. And again, what a great conversation. Even Sasha Banks' face was like, oh shit, you two are gonna have to go at it. They're gonna have to fight, and we're gonna get here and watch it. I think Gideon was looking forward to that fight too. I think everyone wanted to see that fight.
He was.
We're gonna watch Bo-Katan versus Din Djarin. It's gonna be awesome. But that ain't gonna happen because we have ourselves a problem. And there's no way there was only 12 or 13. We're talking 30, 40 of these goddamn dark troopers start making their way back to the ship. And you see all the little lights flying up on both sides of the ship. Like, holy crap. And then here comes Gideon again with that shit-ass grin on his face. He's like, how much trouble did you have with one?
Yep.
Now you're going to have to face a whole platoon. And he goes, and all I know is one thing. I'm walking out of here, and the kid's coming with me.
Me and the kid are walking out of here.
And the rest of you are going to die.
Yeah.
And then, so the dark troopers make their way up here. I'm getting goosebumps already just talking about it. See,
I just ripped my thumbnail off.
The dark troopers come banging up on the door, and again they pull that Iron Man type stuff. Like, we're not going to try to blast through it because we know what can happen. They start with the construction hands. What was his name in Iron Man 3? I don't know. They gave him a name. I don't forget what his name was. That stupid suit.
I can't remember.
Yeah, whatever. So now and you get the close up of all their faces and all scared, except for Gideon, who has a shit grin on his face, and
Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Yeah, Rock'em Sock, exactly. The two Rock'em Sock'em. And the best line again, you see. Now most people know, but don't know. Could be, can't be, might be, possibly. We see the one X-wing, one X-wing, and Cara Dune has the greatest line. One X-wing.
Oh, one X-wing. That's like great. You're saved.
Yeah. What did she exactly say? What did she exactly say?
It's like one X-wing.
One X-wing. Great. We're saved.
Oh, that's what it was.
Because so before we get into this, up until this point, so usually in the beginning of the episodes when I start them, I like to see how long it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when I started, when I see 40 minutes plus, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a nice long episode. With this part, once Gideon got to the ship, to the lobby, and was like doing the whole Darksaber dispute thing, there was still like another 20 minutes left in the episode.
I looked at that too. I was like,
something's gonna happen here, especially with the music building up. The Dark Troopers are hitting the door. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? As soon as I saw that X-wing, I was like, no fucking way! I already knew. Because there would have been no one else.
You knew.
It would be nobody else that would do that.
No. You knew, but you didn't know.
I knew.
This is let me get through it. This is what makes this scene fantastic. You know, but you don't know. Maybe could be a swerve, but you know anyway.
Yeah.
But you still that part of your brain's like, it has to be. But what if it isn't? Like, you're trying to get yourself ready for the disappointment.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing. That's exactly what I was doing.
Like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what you're saying.
And again, done on purpose. You see the X-wing land in the dock. They're like, identify yourself. The two Rock'em Sock'em at the door stop, and they're like, why'd they stop? Mm-hmm. And they all turn around, like, what the hell's going on? And for the first time, you see it. And again, the genius that the fact that the first two monitors that they're looking through are in black and white.
Yep.
So you see the cloaked figure walking. You don't know who that is.
You want to
pull it up? Pull it up if you want.
Also, though, did you notice that when the mysterious figure is about to appear, that Grogu kind of went like this to the screen?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Eric.
Yes.
Even before that, Grogu just like once the ship was already coming,
his ears perked.
His ears went up.
He's still like, you're like, but when he did that, like all of a sudden, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
This is why it's great. It's in black and white. So then you see the lightsaber come out. Black and white. You don't know what color it is. So again, what they're telling you is it might be. It could be,
Yeah.
but then again, knowing the show, maybe it's not.
No,
So again, you see them fight, and you see the look on all their faces as this Jedi is chopping down these guys like it was nothing, like they were
Easy.
and
butter.
how great was they gave Luke like a real like fighting style, like they gave him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's a
the
reward.
slashing. It was so cool. I'm sorry, I might have just blown it, but
No, go ahead.
That's all right. No, it's good. Like I said, but and then they said the best scene is when they fight. It's again like the fucking Wizard of Oz. It turns to color finally.
Yeah.
And there it is. You see the green lightsaber with the one gloved hand, and that was what you're finally going. It is. Holy shit! It really is. How did they do this? And again, he chops Sakis. He's throwing boulders. He's throwing those crates around, and you're still sitting there like it can't. Like that's how I was doing. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
And then the most famous scene, the best part of it is the elevator. Boom! He gets in the elevator all by himself. Those troops are sitting there waiting, and we're gonna get. Well, I'll put that picture up for you and post it up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Empire.
Right away.
Yep.
I spotted that.
So again, the door opens up, and then we get it. I'm like, holy shit! We're getting the mirror from Rogue One of Darth Vader's famous hall from scene. And here's this Jedi with this green lightsaber and the black glove chopping the living shit out of all these robots like it was nothing. I mean, he went through them. I mean, he was pulling shit behind his back. He was
dude.
It was fantastic. And the last one was the best one.
When he crushed
him.
It was angry. It was an angry thing. Like, bitch, I'm Luke Skywalker, bitch. And he crushed it like it was nothing. And he had that clenched fist dropping like it was nothing. I absolutely was going in, and again, I'm on the train. I'm trying to hold my shit, but it was really hard to hold my shit together. And I was like, I can't believe that I just watched this. I can't believe that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And by the way, this is what I want to talk about real quick too. The genius of the music.
Yep.
For the first time in this, and I'm not knocking the score at all, but the score never really grabbed me. I like the Mando theme itself. But nothing ever grabbed me to the point where I was like, "Yo, I gotta have that. I gotta have that."
I agree with
had
that.
to have this.
I agree with that.
Have this. The music in the hallway when he was doing his thing was absolutely phenomenal. And then just finally open the doors. Like, are you insane? Open the door, man. They don't even do it. Man, it's like, I'll open the goddamn door. Then he opens the door. And walks in, lightsaber goes on the hilt, and here it comes. The big reveal. The fucking head comes over. Like, holy shit, those sons of bitches did it. And you had that Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park. Those sons of bitches did it. Yep. They did it. I don't know how they did it.
Son of a
bitch. Crazy son of bitches did it.
And again, this is where the music is why the music was great too. They didn't want to play Binary Sunset, aka the Luke Skywalker song, in the hallway. They waited until he stepped through those doors, pulled that hood off, wham! They hit you with Binary Sunset. You're like, like that's it.
Yeah.
That's when the goosebumps, because that song is playing now. You seeing 26, 7-year-old Luke Skywalker standing in front of you, badass.
Prime Luke Skywalker.
Years, we're seeing a badass Luke Skywalker.
That's what I was trying to say too about like. Finally, Luke gets his like credence. We finally see like he is like I said that fighting style they gave him, like that swashbuckling, but like reserved, like Jedi. Like it was just the way they incorporated how he fought. I mean, it was his own style because every Jedi's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it was so cool how he finally got like. And you know the advancements of effects and everything and budgets and stuff, because like obviously in Return of the Jedi, he was still kind of limited because he wasn't like he was a Jedi, but he never had those awesome battles like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon did, and they did like when they were in that arena and everything. But like I was so happy that Luke got his due. Like I was saying to a friend of mine, I said, you know, this really like. Cemented Luke Skywalker for me, for like it placed a missing puzzle piece that I wanted for him, because he really needed. I mean, he was great, but he really needed this.
Hey, wait 1 second. What's been Ed? What's been my one complaint about the sequel trilogy?
Yeah, so I was gonna wait until Eric was done.
What's my one complaint?
So Tim, for years before Force Awakens came out, Tim would always tell me about the books and stuff like that because he knows I was a Star Wars movie guy, and that's it. He would always tell me, "Yeah, Luke is badass and stuff like that." After Jedi, he's taking down fucking ships and everything from everywhere, and he's destroying shit, and like he's just the ultimate badass. And we were waiting for that in Force Awakens, and obviously it was the cameo that we thought we were getting that in The Last Jedi. We didn't quite get that there, and that was the missed opportunity that Tim's been flipping out about for years. Now, a lot of people give the Disney era Star Wars stuff a lot of shit. Not Mandalorian though, but think about it for a minute. Rogue One gave Darth Vader, that was the most badass any of us have ever seen Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One when he's tearing through.
That's it. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that solidifies Vader even further. If you had him down, that's his thing. Then a couple episodes ago, again, if we're being honest, we all like Boba Fett, looks cool, this and that, blah, 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 makes a great t-shirt and shit. But we never actually saw him whooping ass and like being the most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Yes.
Solidified him.
Exactly.
Yes.
Solidified him in that episode where he whoops troopers' asses with a fucking stick.
Kicked the shit out of them.
And now you solidify Luke Skywalker. That guess what? The fans like Tim who are reading the books and the legend stuff and things like that. You know that was a wink where it was like, hey, maybe these guys missed this opportunity. Here's your badass Luke. Tearing through Dark Troopers that one of them almost took out fucking Mando, who's been built up to be a badass.
Yeah.
Luke took out 20-something, 30 of them or something like that on his own.
Without even taking his hood off. I mean, come on, dude.
Exactly.
So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. It placed them, the lore that we've heard all these years, and we know that Boba Fett's a badass. We know that Luke's one of the greatest Jedi. We know, all these aspects about all these characters, but like seeing it finally, like tangibly put onto the screen in a sequence that fits the idea that we've always had. There's absolutely nothing better. That just really, really, and like you said about Rogue One, I felt the same way about the Luke and the Vader thing. I felt the same exact way. It's like finally, I mean, we get to see why he kicks ass and how he kicks ass, and he is kicking ass, and he did kick ass, and that's it.
Yeah. No, it solidified everything that we all knew.
Yeah, because for years I've been saying it in the books, in the comics. Luke Skywalker, Grandmaster. He was Grandmaster, called Grandmaster in the comics and later on the books.
In the comics,
if he walked into a public place, everyone shit their pants. Like every criminal, every bag, I'd be like, "Oh shit, we're dead." Like I'm not even gonna try. Like there were times where people were like, "Oh, we're done. Let's just give up and walk away and count our blessings," because it was Luke Skywalker. And Luke knew it. That's even the best part. Luke knew he was the baddest asshole in the galaxy, which would make it great. And the one thing, Eric, you said about his style, again, that's where I liked the comparison with Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
While he is a Jedi, while he is a good guy, he still had that aggressive, I'm going to choke this fucking robot until it explodes thing, which I think was kind of a salute to Daddy. In a kind of way. Still got that little bit of anger in there.
Yeah, he wasn't like like Obi-Wan is kind of, he has that fair play sense about him. Like he's not he's gonna fuck you up, but he's not gonna mangle you, or there's stops that he won't pull out. But I mean, Luke, dude, he's throwing boxes, he's crushing them, he's like picking them up, and he's like ripping them apart, and he sticks the saber in him and cuts him, from asshole to elbow. It's like, it's so great.
Yeah, that was, man. I'll credit from what I heard it from. I heard it from, and I know Tim is gonna maybe cringe about like John Campea and Robert Meyer Burnett. They had said that Jon Favreau watching The Mandalorian is like watching Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni playing with the Star Wars toys when we were kids. And it's like, what are the coolest scenes that you can make up? Right? Like, what is the coolest shit you can see? And this would be like watching Tim as a kid playing with his Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Like, all right, what would he do? He's tearing ass through like a bunch of fucking bad guys, and that's it. And that's really what this is. And it seems like every episode, that's what they come up with, like scene for scene. What is the coolest thing we've always wanted to see and played with our toys? Bang, let's do it. This is great. And it works.
Because it's living out our childhood fantasies,
Yeah.
But
do you
also,
know who needs to do this? Wait 1 second, Gil. Let me say one thing. You know who needs to do this? DC. I'm not going to get into the whole DC Warner Bros. Thing, but they need to hire fans. You got to get fans in there who want to play with the toys. Like you said, they want to play with the Batman and the Robin and the Superman. That's what they're missing. You get the fans in there because look, Favreau and Filoni are just diehard fans who just happen to make movies and TV shows. Yeah. Look what they've done with 2 seasons of this show. They've launched an entire network of shows now just based on what they've done.
Which I think you're probably going to get into here soon, right, Tim? And Ed,
we'll get into that too,
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that show. Last episode, we laid
the one show.
Cool.
Well, I was going to say. So, what's great about all that with Luke, right? So he comes in, kicks ass, he saves the day. But because there were some people online, especially on Twitter, it's very two-sided. It was either Star Wars, this was amazing, we wanted this is awesome. And there's also like, Star Wars, it proves that they're just focused too much on nostalgia and they can't really, push the future, whatever. Yeah. What they did right with this, I'm just saying. I don't agree, but So what I love about what Favreau and Filoni did such a great job with, because even after all of that, when Grogu sticks his head out and Luke comes in, and so he wants your permission. At the end of the day, even with all that stuff going on, it's about Din and Grogu. Yeah. And that goodbye killed me. Mm-hmm. Like when, because the animatronics team for Grogu does such a good job of making him so expressive. Like when
I agree.
He went up and grabbed his and touched his face, it was just, how do you not, that killed me. Because it's like the last time that, well, hopefully not the last time, at least for a while, that they're not going to see each other. But that's the thing. Like they made you not forget about that. Like even though Luke is here and he kicked ass and did all this, and this is hey, for all the Star Wars fans that were complaining about that, like, hey, look, we got you the Luke that you wanted to see. It's still about Mando and Din and the kid. Mm-hmm. And then even when R2 came out too, which I wasn't expecting. R2 again, always coming out after all the shit just went down. Just like, hey, look what you did again. You just destroyed a bunch of things. And think about him too, because he was so happy because he got to see another Yoda species. Because he's the only one that's seen.
Well, some people are hinting, and again, it's just a hint, it's just a rumor, that R2 was so happy and Grogu was so happy. They're saying that supposedly R2 might have pulled him out of the temple back during the purge.
That I can see that.
Yeah, that's why they were so happy to see each other. Whether that's true, I don't know. Again, it's all a rumor. It's all one person whacking off himself saying, "Hey,
Grogu was literally like, take me."
Yeah, he was happy to see R2, and R2 was happy to see him. So there's something to it. We don't know what.
Right, well, Tim. I mean, let's not gloss over the thing. So right after Luke's done kicking ass, drops takes the hood off, sees him like Gil was a suggestion to the exchange, and then Mando's like, hey, go with him. He's one of your kind. Blah blah blah. And then Luke is even like just waiting there for him. But then, exactly. He wants his permission. He goes, and then, the heart. I don't know about you guys, but you can admit it. It's okay. You can admit that.
I cried.
People got a little teary eyed.
Yeah, you got a little tear.
They reached into the heartstrings, pulled the heartstrings by having Mando hold the kid up, hold the Grogu up, and Grogu's, trying to touch the helmet and everything like that. And what did you guys think was very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi? It was like, I want to see your face.
Yeah.
I want to see it through this. So again, Mando takes the helmet off. He'll take it off for the kid. He will take him off for Grogu. Removes the helmet in front of plenty of living people, by the way. Luke, everyone in the room saw it. And then Grogu touches his face and everything like that. And then, he tells him, you got to go train with him, this and that. You will, I'll see you again soon, I promise, and everything. So he puts him down. to walk over, and then because Luke's telling him also that, hey, he's got talent, but he needs training. Without training, he's got nothing really. So that's where they come to that agreement.
He'll be in danger forever.
He'll be in danger. Yeah. He'll be in danger without proper training to have his force, meaning that they're going to hunt him forever until he learns how to defend himself. Also, there's only so much that Mando can do to protect him. So he goes off, and you're right. And that's when Gil's laid it out, where R2 pops out from behind Luke, sees him, and does this whole happy R2 dance where he's bouncing side to side, and he's ecstatic to see him. And I'm like, all of it, all of it. It was great. And I think you went from pulling the heartstrings of tears of joy to happy tears then, because you're like, man, I get to see this fucking Luke. It's R2. He's happy dancing. All of it, man. All the emotions come flying out then.
It was.
Yeah, and
it was great.
Then he puts the hands up, and Luke picks him up, and right there you're like, oh my God, we're never going to see this thing again. He's gone. I was teasing. I was saying I was going to post just to be a dick, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I was going to write "Rip Grogu" on fucking Facebook. I was something like that, just to say, because I was like, well, technically he's gone. He's probably not going to be on season 3. They're going to have to cut him out for a while, unless they're going to establish a story later on. With Luke, if they're going to establish a Luke show, if they really want to pull that string, that's okay.
Right.
But as of now, we're probably not going to see him in season 3. He's off training now somewhere.
Yeah. So,
like I said, you popped that picture up too.
Yeah, good. So
there it is. Yep.
Now look at that for what, if you want to call it, synergy or something, Mando getting rescued right there. Mm-hmm. Then you have, Grogu getting rescued by Mando.
The circle of life.
Yep. There you go. That was, that was the end of the episode. He walks away until we get to the post-credit stuff. And then a whole nother story.
And again, the music, like I said, I've never really been into the music of the series, really, the score. But I downloaded the last 3 songs of the hallway fight.
It's called A Friend.
Yeah, A Friend. I downloaded that. I downloaded Come With Me. Come With Me is one called. And then whoever the third one was called, I forget already.
Because what's
I downloaded all 3 of those songs.
What's awesome about that, the theme they used for Luke, was that it wasn't necessarily heroic until the end, because you're seeing it from the perspective of everyone on the ship. Yeah, because they're experiencing this. It's holy, it was mysterious. It was, it had the chants in there and stuff like that. It made you whoa, this is, like
I said, if they would have played the binary sunset or Luke's theme, or they would have, you would have known who it was right away. But instead, they went this different route. It was dark, but cheerful, if you want to put it that way.
It was like
somber.
It was like sullen, but like a gray day. But you see your grandmother walking out of the store with a box of chocolates. That kind of oh, thanks, Grandma. So,
And then,
that song and then the last song was fantastic. No, go ahead. I was just saying I downloaded all 3 of those. I put them on this morning. Listened to them all the way to work.
I don't know what you guys thought, because this is the first time that Disney does this with the de-aging with the CGI.
Okay.
Now obviously I didn't care, because I was just the reason that they put him in a hood throughout most of it was for a reason. Obviously they didn't want to make that, because I was fine, because we don't know what's going to happen, but if this is the only time we see Luke like this again, I'm fine with it. If it was for a couple seconds, he just said a couple words. And that's the thing too, because this also stayed true to Luke's character, because everyone else on that ship, even then, was they were there for something. Luke at this time, for those who don't know, around this time, he's basically just exploring, hunting old Jedi artifacts and Sith artifacts, and just kind of patrolling the universe and just kind of, living his life kind of.
Now, I didn't look this up or find this out or anything, and you guys will absolutely know the answer to this. Was that actually Hamill? Was that him with his face CGI, or was it a stand-in with Hamill's?
Stand-in. So it was two. The guy that was doing the action, post production, they put Hamill's face on it. He recorded the dialogue. I believe either him or somebody else did the dialogue for Luke.
I believe he did.
I don't think Hamill did it.
I was under the impression he did.
Well, he might have. I don't know. I haven't heard a confirmation.
Still, the fact that,
he's very cryptic with his tweets.
Keep that under wraps was amazing. Like that. That wasn't leaked at all. Like that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
It was.
That was crazy. Yeah, there was a stand-in, and I know they put the CGI. It reminded me very much of like Grand Moff Tarkin from Rogue One.
I mean, they did it in Episode 9 too, with him and Leia.
Yeah, exactly. That type of thing. Scene. Yeah, the CGI didn't bother me. I thought it was fine. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was good. You know, I think, you know, because if you're not doing true de-aging technology like Marvel has done with like Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Douglas and things like that, like you literally, I'm sure the tech is a little bit different. But for what it was, it's fine. And Gil, I agree with you. If this is the only time we see it, I think we'll see him again one more time when when Mando goes ahead and gets Grogu back, because I think he's obviously going to get him back, and I think we'll see Luke one more time for that. But I agree, you don't want to do a whole thing with just this. If that's the case, if you're going to do a lot of Luke, then you might want to give Sebastian Stan a call or something along those lines. Then just say, listen,
he would make a good Skywalker.
Those comparisons have always been remarkable to me, because he's like when you with the Return of the Jedi part of like that era, Mark Hamill, he really does look like him. It's kind of frightening. It's kind of frightening how much he does.
Well, if he ever pops up with blonde hair, maybe that'll reveal the secret. Why is Sebastian Stan have blonde hair all of a sudden?
Exactly.
Maybe we know.
He's growing it out a little bit. He's got that little bowl cut. I wonder why. Yeah.
So anyway, so the doors close. They're all standing there in that big, great, heroic shot. And you think the episode's over? No.
With no concept art, by the way, on the credits, which is interesting.
Yeah, no concept art was another key.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, again, here we go again. Tatooine. They say the planet that is farthest from the center of the universe. Bullshit. It is the center of the Star Wars universe. More shit goes down on Tatooine than anywhere else in that galaxy. You got the two baddest people ever born on that planet. I don't give a shit what anyone else says. That is the birthplace of badass, basically. That's all it is.
That's the deposit of Star Wars.
So, and I think you see the desert shot, you're like, holy shit, Tatooine. I'm thinking we're going to get Timothy Olyphant doing something or something along those lines. And then they had that little casual pad, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Jabba's palace. Like, what the hell is this all about? Cut inside, and there he is. Who thought? Then again, if anyone was going to survive that sail barge, Bib Fortuna would be the one to survive.
He's a sneaky,
slimy, disgusting creature.
I didn't think he survived it though. Like, I didn't even know.
You think when that fight probably started, Bib Fortuna probably ran for the hills first. He's like, "Oh, dude, I'm out of here. I'm gone."
What was he on the sail barge or was? Yeah, he was on the barge.
Yeah,
he was on the barge. Yeah, he was looking out when they were.
The first sign of trouble, he probably took off. But he's not just there, but he's the king. He's sitting in Jabba's chair. He's giving orders to Weequay. He's giving orders to the Gamorrean guards. And you're like, what is going on? And it sucks, too, because Bib Fortuna just died. What, this year? Or last year? The actor who played him actually just died not so long ago.
Wasn't it?
Not that he would have played him anyway. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I remember.
He just passed away not so long ago.
Yeah.
And then you get that famous echoey blaster shot like you got from Return of the Jedi. All hell breaks loose. They send the guard. They send Weequay. Poor Weequay gets killed all the time in these damn things. Then you see Fen Rao come down the steps. Like, what the hell is this? What is going on here? Like, I'm baffled. And then here he comes down the stairs, still wearing half robe, Eddie. I know you like the half robe. Half robe got to go. I might
do that shit for friggin' Halloween next year.
That's an easy costume. It's easy.
I don't know if I like the half
robe. A piece of armor. That's it. It's easy.
Clean up my
armor. I like the half
and
robe.
rock a robe.
I
don't know if I like it. I like it if he was wearing all the Boba Fett everything without the
And I know
the
the
rope.
people want to say it that on the Blu-ray release, the famous McClunky,
Yep.
and Bib Fortuna happened to say McClunky in the episode, which was hysterical.
You knew that.
So here comes Boba Fett, looking all badass in his half robe, and Bib Fortuna, oh Boba, I thought you were dead. I heard all these rumors.
Oh.
And again, boom, no words, no warning, shot in the face, shot in
Godfather
the
style.
face. I mean, it's just like that's what's great about the show. We shoot people in the face. We don't care. And he goes up, knocks Bib Fortuna's body off, and he sits his ass down. Got to assume Boba Fett, Cappy to the Cappy, if you want to call it, boss of all bosses, taking over the gangster trade. I don't know how Bib Fortuna lasted that long in that role because he's a weasel. I guess he just happened to fall in the job as shit, but I mean, come on, he's a weasel. But here's Boba Fett saying, I am now the Godfather. I am now the king of the gangsters. I am now
He's the
doing what I
Carlo.
should have done.
He's the
Fenn
Carlo
Rausch
Gambino. Yeah.
Yeah. Fenn Rausch is Major Domo, his concierge, if you want to say, sitting there sipping on the blue wine, all chilling out, and that's how the show ends. And then wham, the Book of Boba Fett coming December 2021, which is a coincidence because the Mandalorian got pushed back to December of 2021. So we're going to have 2 Star Wars shows on.
Wait a minute.
From now. A year
They're
from now.
They're both coming out in December of next year.
Yeah, they pushed Mandalorian back.
Right now, they're filming. They're actually filming it right now. The Book of Boba Fett.
No shit.
Yeah, because Favreau was interviewed on Good Morning America, I believe today or yesterday.
It was
he talked about it. Yeah, but that basically because they had the investors meeting where they revealed all the new shows that were coming out. But apparently, that was one that I guess Favreau didn't want kind of keep it a surprise. And
because the way it was revealed,
yeah, which is awesome. Which I mean, I love it. I mean, like what Tim said. Boba, look, he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's just a guy making his way in the galaxy. And I think definitely, being in the HUD position, it's not necessarily bad because you're just in control of, relationships and trades and how things work.
Spice
in that outer rim. So it's.
But I disagree with you now. But see, now I disagree. I think this is Boba now saying, "I am a badass mofo. I am taking over now.
Yep.
I'm taking what I deserve. I'm taking what's mine. Now.
It's going through.
Yeah. Like enough of this. Me doing shit for other people thing. Now you got to do shit for me. I am now going to be the king. See, I kind of see that as him. Like we don't know how long he was in that Sarlacc. Could have been a day. Could have been a year. We don't know how long he was down there. But he probably was like, F this. If I get a chance, I am gonna take over, and it makes sense.
And it makes sense that he would go after Jabba, because it's like you're the reason.
Tommy, it's the same Mandalorian guys, Tommy.
Yeah,
also
John Favreau,
Robert
Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Robert Rodriguez,
which is interesting. I can't wait for that. That means the action is going to be superb.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't see this question back in the day. Is it being considered as Bo-Katan apprentice? No, because she really wasn't.
She wanted to save her. Like it wasn't like she's not. She wanted in combat.
Yeah. No, it's not really an apprentice. It's more. She just gave it to her to give it to her. She's the rightful. Technically, she is the rightful heir to Mandalore.
Yeah. And I think we're going to find out some more information about how that whole the difference between the passing of the saber and how Moff Gideon got it. There's definitely a story there to go with. But then, let's finish talking about Book of Boba Fett, and then we can get to what we believe is where do we think Mando season 3 is going.
Well, I mean that's. I mean, we got something to say, because that's how I think. I don't think he's good. I think he's leaning towards bad now. I think, like I said, I think he's pissed. I think he's saying, not anymore. I am going to be the guy calling the shots from now on. So now we got ourselves like our Boba Fett as a gangster, basically.
I don't know.
And I think too, it's awesome because we actually, besides Mandalorian, now we get to actually look at the true underworld of Star Wars. in this
Yeah,
show.
which would be another great show.
Which I've been wanting for years. I've been clamoring for years that I wanted like a Jabba the Hutt movie, like just dealing with his world and like that underworld of Star Wars. Because Star Wars is not all, even though we love it and I love it, it's not all Jedi's and Force. Like it's it's bounty hunters and bad people, and people everyday people.
I said maybe we'll get Crimson Dawn from Han Solo.
Yeah.
Maybe
Possibility.
Maybe we'll see the Black Sun. I don't know if you guys know who the Black Sun is. The Black Sun again is from the comics, from the books.
Crime syndicates.
And their head is a guy named Prince Shizor, and he's another blue guy. These blue guys are all evil, and he's like a real ladies' man type guy who he also excretes kind of a pheromone to kind of get the ladies interested in him. And he almost got Princess Leia. Close.
Yeah,
but he didn't get her. He didn't get her. But yeah, I mean, he's another badass guy. He's a guy who tried to it was between Empire and Jedi. He tried to get rid of Vader to kind of be the Emperor's next guy, but Vader was like, dude, you're nobody. Like, fuck off.
That was a comic. That was a comic series.
Shadows of the Empire.
Okay. Oh, it was a Shadows of the Empire
game.
Okay.
Yep. Great book, by the way. A lot of stuff has changed in that book now because of the new canon, so to speak, but it's still a great book. So, I mean, that's my take. My personal take is he's going to be a badass now. No more down the middle.
But also, too, congrats to Ming-Na Wen again for getting onto another show and continuing to get more roles. And she's just started. She's going to be on the Bad Batch animated series. Now she's going to be on this with Boba. So, hell yeah.
Sweet.
Anything else to say about Boba Fett before we go?
No, Tim. I 100% agree with you. I think he's going to be. It's going to focus on the underworld. He's pretty much laying it down and saying, "I'm the boss now. I'm the Godfather, essentially. This is my show." And they also said on Good Morning America this morning, Favreau did mention that Book of Boba Fett is going to be set in the Mandalorian timeline. It's not going to be what we originally were speculating about. That we thought it was going to be a prequel. It's going to be from what happened there on and forward.
It's going to run
concurrent.
It's concurrent with the Mandalorian, so that's cool. In case they meet again,
guaranteed.
I'm sure they will.
That's guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
because you look now. You have your Western, which is the Mandalorian. You have like your military type show. It's probably going to be the
Rangers of the Republic.
Rangers of the Republic.
Rangers. Yeah. You kind of got like your Moore guy. This might just be your straight up gangster show. And I'll take it. Fantastic, I'll take it. It's again, to go back to Marvel, it's like how Marvel does the buddy cop movie. They do the heist movie. They do a suspense thriller. It's not just a comic book movie. They do all different types of genres. That's what this is. I think they're doing the exact same thing for Star Wars, and I think it's going to work tremendously.
Yeah, and that's been a lot of talk that I've seen online. The comparisons are going crazy now. Like, that Disney is Marvelizing Star Wars, which, say what you want for it. I mean, we all love the MCU also. Why not? It's worked there. They, like you said, my favorite thing about the MCU, besides the characters and everything, is the fact that like even behind Gil right there, was Winter Soldier. You get the political 70s spy thriller type, and then you get the buddy cop thing, and then you get, the space opera with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now it's like, you're right, within the Star Wars universe, now you're getting Rangers of the New Republic, which will be its own thing, crime show with Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorians, the Western that keeps going. And don't forget, Dave Filoni, they also said Filoni's writing Ahsoka now.
Right now,
Which I could kind of see, like when we saw in that episode, we compared it to be like a Japanese, kung fu fighting style type show. That's what
Kurosawa show,
exactly.
Cool.
Like that type of thing. So you're going to get 4 shows running concurrent in the timeline, all 4 different flavors into it, but will cross-pollinate at the same time. I mean, it's genius. It's genius.
And also,
Ahsoka's going to be like a martial arts-ish, kind of like Eastern.
That's what I'm speculating on, because of her episode.
Because that's interesting.
It was very much like that.
That's really interesting, because that would balance that whole thing out. Like, that would really be cool.
Yeah, that's
because also too, like, let's not forget the obvious. Movies are uncertain right now, so definitely I think that after the success of season 1 of Mandalorian, Disney said, you know what, I think if Star Wars, if we're going to continue to push it in different ways, I think, streaming shows is the best way to do it. Because these aren't going to be like, these aren't going to be like 10, 20, 15 episode seasons. They're going to be maybe 6, 7, 8 episodes, 9 episodes. There's only been 16 episodes of Mandalorian, and it's already spun out so much, because they every minute is not a wasted minute. Everything is done, on purpose. So, for me, the more the merrier. Same thing with the Marvel shows. Like, that's for now. That's the best way that they have to do it now.
Yeah. I mean, the one movie. Well, Kathleen Kennedy did announce the 2 Star Wars movies. Okay, I'm done. Obviously, Patty Jenkins' Rogue One is coming. But
that's going to be like 2023, 2022.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. Their focus is clearly Disney Plus, Star Wars live action.
I'm excited for that too, though. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're not forgetting the movies totally, but the focus, at least at this next couple of years, is going to be the shows. Because even the 4 we mentioned now, Andor is coming in the way. That one. Orlando, we believe that it's going to be a live action show with Donald Glover and everything, and that's that. And then
Andor, I think it's going to be a Mission Impossible type, show, spy thriller type show. That's what I'm saying. They're hitting every genre with all these shows.
Yeah. And it is true. You have it, and Disney has it in house. I mean, they were very successful with the MCU with it, and they're doing their own version of it with Lucasfilm with Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars incorporates it in their movies anyway, so it's good to bring that on its own, like alienated on its own thing. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And the Acolyte, which Tim and I are excited about from the Sith point of view in the New Republic era.
I'm hyped for that too.
That's going to be my favorite show. I think it's going to be my favorite show. Did you guys happen to see the Bill Burr thing I posted?
Yes,
he was on Barstool Sports, and they're like, "Listen, we know you made fun of Star Wars. You gave Star Wars a lot of shit. What happened once you got on the show?" He's like, "Look, I give shit to everybody, not just Star Wars. I give shit. I give shit to people who paint their own houses. Like I give shit to people that go to the beach. Look, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
But the fact that he goes, when I walked on set and there's this chick with blue hair, there's a guy that looks like Hellboy, this guy with this stupid helmet. He goes, and when they say action, he goes, I got my ass handed to me, acting wise. He goes, they acted the shit at it. I look like an idiot. And he said, even the director, they all came over and said, listen. He goes, no, I know. Like, I know, I get it now. And he said, though, like, after a couple takes, once he said action, he goes, I didn't see the blue chick, was an actress. I saw the blue chick was this girl. I saw this and that. I saw this. He goes, it's done so freaking well. You really think you're on a goddamn spaceship out in space. Yeah. I was like, that's fantastic. And now you know how much I love Bill Burr.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love Bill Burr.
I didn't get to talk about it last week, but the previous episode with that he did, amazing. Like,
he was outstanding in that too.
That was fucking like the what's the movie, like the Inglourious Bastards type table scene that he had with the general. That was amazing. Like he really besides his first appearance, like he really impressed me this last episode because he's one of my favorite characters now because I can't wait to see what he does now because it's like
that's what we said. He showed acting
because of his backstory.
Yeah, we got to show his acting chops in this one, which was awesome.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
Gil, do you also believe that his character is going to end up on Rangers of the New Republic due to the interaction with Cara Dune? They kind of felt like it, and he just walked off into the mist or wherever. He just was like Kanan.
They just left him on the planet.
Around.
Like, all right,
yeah, just
he's technically dead right now, but we'll see.
They left him on a planet.
I definitely think he's going to be on that somehow.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be more of like a ragtag group of Republic people fighting. Which I think will be cool.
Yeah. So where do we think? I mean, let's not forget Mando season 3 now. I personally, like I said earlier, my belief is for season 3 where this is headed now is I agree with Tim. I think we're gonna get some Grogu is off training with Luke somewhere. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna pop in on that every so often. I kind of think he'll just be away for a little bit. I think he'll be back before the season's over, though. I kind of think that's where it's going.
I agree with that.
My guess, though, is that now that Fennec and Boba are off on Book of Boba Fett, maybe Kara's starting to get together the Rangers of the New Republic, and we could see seeds starting of that. I think that Bo-Katan is going to have a huge part in season 3 because of the lines that she had told Mando earlier on, and then we have the cliffhanger with the Darksaber thing, like, oh shit, you guys need to work this out and settle it down. I don't know if the first episode we're going to see some sort of a fight or a sparring session type thing or something. I think it's going to be focused on Mando, getting together with Bo-Katan and the other Night Owls. By the way, the guy, like, did he go to the deli for a sandwich or something like that? Like, are we going to find out what happened to him? He was nowhere to be found. He was just gone.
Yeah, he vanished.
Yeah.
He's like a WCW storyline. It just stopped.
That's it.
Gone.
He might just stop and like, oh yeah, I was there. That was good job, guys. That was awesome. You saved the kid. Cool. But I think that's what they're going to focus on. I think it's going to be focused on the Darksaber, Mandalore, him getting back, maybe him starting to distance himself from the Death Watch stuff, and maybe comes more to Bo-Katan's beliefs of the way of the Mandalore. What do you guys think?
Well, I think
so too. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think what you were saying, because if you notice this season, he, obviously, Grogu was a big focus of this season.
Yeah.
But Din went through a lot of changes too, because his world kind of got changed. Yep. He was like, oh, there's other Mandalorians that they can take off their helmets and and not have to be so strict with their beliefs. Like I said, literally the episode ended. He's still technically he has the Darksaber. So unless I feel like it's probably, I hope it starts off like literally right there, like, and they see what happens, because I think season 3 they've been teasing it, talking about Mandalore and all Mandalore's a mess and Mandalore's destroyed. I think we're going to Mandalore. I think we're handling this whole Darksaber thing probably maybe the first half of the season, and then the second half I think is going to go towards more Din and just having his identity change and kind of having to see basically how he moves on from Grogu and how he continues his life, because before he was just collecting bounties and just making his way. But I think now he's after this whole event he's changed. So I think definitely he's not going to wear the helmet as much, and I think for Pedro Pascal that's going to be awesome, because now he can actually act in person instead of just being behind the helmet, which I'm sure he loves. But as an actor, I think that he'll get to have more fun with that, which will be more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to start that way anyway, because he promised. So that right there, he's going to Mandalore.
Yeah.
He made it swear. You help me, I'll help you. He helped.
Live action Planet Mandalore. I can't wait to see that, because that's going to be awesome.
And we're getting hundreds
especially
of Mandalorian.
With the state of the world it's going to be now past the Empire.
Yep.
What was that?
I can't wait either.
No, I'm saying especially the state that it's in now after Return of the Jedi, because we haven't really delved into that.
Well, it's also
I think it's going to be neat. I don't want to conjecture on what it's going to be, because I want to be excited. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get my hopes up too high one way, too high the other. I just anything they do, I know is going to be great. So I'm just looking forward to it. And we got a year. Grogu, you're here.
He's back.
Hello. I was waiting for him. Yeah, thank you. But
he's touching the screen.
I am the Mandalorian. But yeah, I'm just excited because it left everything. There's so many, like you guys are talking about. You guys are all talking about different stuff. It's so great because it could go any of those directions, and any one of those ways is going to be fantastic. However they decide to do it. So I think we're in a win-win situation here.
Yeah.
Well, I think we also, let's not forget too, though, that besides we all agree that we think it's going to focus on Mandalore, I also do not believe that that's going to be the full second season, the third season. Let's not forget that there's a big thing going on too. Number one, Moff Gideon alive and well, probably getting turned over. Now the question is, does he get turned over to the New Republic, or do they pick up right after? Maybe he's turned over to New Republic and he's kind of like in a cell like Negan is for those who watch The Walking Dead, and he's kind of like kept in there and people are going through trials or whatever. Or, and I threw this out to Tim through our text, we were texting a little bit, is that, or do they pick up right there and then we find out, don't forget the Empire has some of the child's blood. They still have their donor that they're getting this, and I mean the volunteer that we still don't know who that is. And their whole master plan is still in play. It's not stopped. They're still going. So the Empire's out there. They're going to still want the kid probably. Obviously he's safer with Luke. They're not going to let Moff Gideon get captured and off to go, and that's it. He did try to kill himself.
Remember, he tried to kill the kid too.
Yeah, he once he knew.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Once he saw Luke was showing up, and he kind of knew who it was. He was gonna kill Grogu, and he was gonna turn the gun up.
Yeah,
and kill himself.
Oh yeah.
He knew he was done. So let's not forget the Empire's probably coming for him. And does that tie into Grand Admiral Thrawn, who was mentioned previously?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's that whole thing. There's a lot of threads tying up there.
Possibilities.
Do not forget about the Empire. They will be coming back.
We forgot to mention Moff Gideon's face watching that monitor. You know, he went from the shit ass grin to watching Luke chop down these guys like they were nothing. His face was like, oh shit. Like, I better kill me and this kid real quick because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like,
I think he's in. Yeah, he's definitely in New Republic jail somewhere because Bo-Katan don't need him anymore. Bo-Katan only wanted him to defeat him in combat. Now he's useless. So Cara Dune is definitely taking him. They got some major New Republic points.
Yeah. Or do you think the Empire shows up and intercepts that transaction before he gets back and they rescue him? Because they know he knows a lot. He's a big deal. He was a part of the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, Grand Admiral Thrawn don't take no shit either, so we'll see.
But that's what I'm saying. So I think that's a lot of things to get super excited about just on the Mandalorian still moving forward, besides of Rangers of the New Republic and Book of Boba Fett and everything else we were talking about. So, man, I mean, next Christmas time can't get here soon enough.
Yeah, you ain't fucking kidding. It's too long to wait. At least we'll have Marvel shows.
We'll have Marvel shows. They're up next. They've been on deck for a while.
We should have had them already. Damn it, COVID.
We'll have Marvel shows and free movies that was supposed to be next to HBO, and we'll be getting free movies at least.
We're gonna have comic Marvel nerd overload for all of 2021 because it's gonna be a lot of making up.
I'm here for it. I'm here.
I'm with you, Gil. I'm all here.
It's been too long. I rewatched Endgame the other day. I'm just like, I need this again. I need Marvel again.
Soon enough.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys for joining us on our season finale, Mr. Burt,
Thank you for having
Eric.
me.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
I think we had a pretty good first season, Ed. I can't wait for season 2. But like I said, we are definitely going to pop in once this free agent shit starts going, man, because it hasn't started yet. Once it does, we'll have some kind of free agent frenzy, whatever we want to call it, Yankee hot stove. We'll figure that out.
I think you got it. We'll do a free agent frenzy episode. I think you coined it right there. Why not?
All right, so we'll call it that. Hopefully, it's before spring training. Because the way it was last year, the way it's going now, we might not see any big signings until spring training. So let's hope that's not the case. And let's hope this vaccine works and doesn't cause people to grow second heads so we can all get it and go back to normal. Because this shit
I think it'll work.
Sucks. Because this shit sucks.
Or it creates
because Europe has decided to make it worse. Did you see that today?
Yeah. Yep.
There's a new strain of COVID-19 in the UK. There's a new strain.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And every other country has shut down their flights from the UK except this one.
Oh,
great.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Right,
it's ridiculous. But they're saying they are saying that it will work. Oh, look at it with Donnie. What's up, Donnie? He's an A's fan, but showing us some support. That's good, Donnie. We appreciate the support.
Moneyball.
Make sure you come back for season. Yeah, make sure you come back for season 2 when we have nothing but baseball talk, Donnie. We'll be glad to have you on the show anytime you want. All right. So, anybody have any final words before we go? Dan, you got any final words?
Eric, DJ Dan or
Zant? Zant,
yeah. Oh no, guys! I appreciate having me on. I'm glad to be a special mystery guest on your last episode. It was great. Love the Mandalorian talk. I wish I was a Yankee fan, but that'll never. Grogu.
You'll never be on our Yankee show, Eric. Sorry.
No, I'm from Boston, kid. That's a hard start.
Yeah.
So thank you again, guys. I appreciate it.
Nope. You got it, brother. I'll see you tomorrow night on the Christmas Movie Spectacular show.
That's right.
Ooh.
Which again,
That's right.
everyone's invited to. Everyone is invited for that Christmas show. I mean, everyone can come on the show, give us your movies, give us your list, give us everything. Everyone's invited, so it should be fun. I think we'll have everybody popping in and out. Might set the record for how many StreamYard windows we have popping up, which is awesome. So make sure you tune into that. Bert, any final words?
What's the limit? Like 10, I think? You can fit like 10 people
I don't know.
on one?
We're going to be popping in and out, though, I'm sure. You got any final words, Bert?
No, just thanks for having me on. Stay safe out there as we celebrate these holidays on this crazy year. And this is the way.
Yeah. Mr. Camus?
No, I know. Thank both of you guys for coming aboard. It's been great having you. Eric Gill, like, it's awesome. You contributed a bunch to it. I was glad we can share Tim and I can share our love for Star Wars with everyone. I know I'm glad everyone was cool with our adventure of starting off with all baseball and Yankees focused. And then we peppered in some Star Wars throughout the year here and there when we were trying to kill time for the season to start. And then we found an off-season thing. We got to talk about Mandalorian.
It's awesome.
It's been great. We got to flex our knowledge and stuff of everything. So, listen.
Perfect blend. Perfect blend.
Thank you. I know it was awkward. It was probably a weird, awkward blend for some people, but Tim and I think it works perfectly, and I'm glad everyone's digging it. And
it does.
Cool. Come back for all of it, man. I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Ed, it's been a fun year. I'm glad you got to do this together. I think it's great. I can't wait for season 2 to come in. Like I said, tomorrow night, Just Too Sweet's taking a little Christmas vacation, so we can do the Christmas movie spectacular. But make sure you watch Just Too Sweet in a couple of weeks. We'll be back, we promise. And I think 4 Quarters is going tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And then Wednesday we're going to have the Giant Show and the Met Show. We stomped you out, and the Put It in the Book show. Eric, are you going this week?
No, the A to Z program is on holiday break for the week, but A to Z will return next week.
Nice. Maybe revealing your guest yet or no?
Maybe
even
what's that?
Yet? Are you revealing your guest yet? Or is it gonna...
No, not revealing the guest yet.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll look for the A to Z show come back. Jada and Kyle, I am not sure if they're doing their show this week, but they just came back. Jada had COVID. So I'm glad Jada's feeling better. Yeah, Jada had COVID. He announced on the show this past week.
Glad you're better, Jada.
Back, he's feeling better. Him and his girlfriend had it. They were on lockdown, and he said it was pretty rough. Yeah. So if you want to watch their show from last Friday, they did Last Christmas, which was, I'm sorry, Kyle, it's a horrible movie. I fell asleep twice during the damn movie. So, but whatever. That's not either there. But at the end of the show, Jada went into a little soliloquy about the corona, and you got to take that shit seriously and how bad he had it. So yeah, I'm glad he's feeling better. I don't know if they're coming back this week, but look for that show all over YouTube. Look for Pop Culture Pros all over YouTube, all over Facebook, all over Twitter, Instagram, and like Steve likes to say, all over your mother's ass too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for watching. Keep all our shows in mind. This is the way. Have a good night. Have a good holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.